Hey guys, this is Undercover Dudes all the way from Down Under, and today we're going to be talking further about Valorant's closed beta and launch. The information I'm drawing from came from Dr. Lupo's interview stream with Riot Ziegler and Riot Supercakes. And while a lot of the stuff is things we've heard before about the network and the hackers, etc., there were some really big things that they talked about, and that's what we're going to discuss today. First up, let's talk about the closed beta. It was confirmed that the next stage of the beta on the 7th of April, i.e. right now when you're watching this video, will have more than double the amount of entitlements than the first stage. Entitlements being the fancy way of getting access to the beta through Twitch drops. More entitlements are going to be granted over the coming days, and their plan is to get as many people as possible to access the closed beta, so eventually you guys will be able to get in. With that said though, they explained that with the current climate it's making closed beta region expansion quite difficult, as they need people to physically set up the servers, and that's hard given the whole working from home situation. However, they said that they will be including more regions sometime in the closed beta, but for now, if you're not from America or Europe, there isn't really a way for you to get in. That brings up the next question though, how long would the closed beta last? And we have a ton of new info. First up, they again stated that Valorant's launch will be in summer 2020, but they didn't commit to a date. However, they did say that ranked play would be coming in a couple of weeks, so the beta more than likely is going to be more than a month. A few weeks to test the game without ranked, a few more weeks with ranked, and then we'll see. They did emphasize though that the lack of a set date gave them some wiggle room, so if there is any major issues, they'll have time to go and work them out, and they don't have to go and rush the game to get to the finish line. Rather, they can really go and focus on making the launch as smooth as possible. Now with that said, if you guys want to know how to access the closed beta, I have an in-depth tutorial on my channel right now. So click the link in the top right hand corner right now, or the link in the description below, and you'll learn how to go and access the closed beta that is happening right now. In terms of an open beta, they explained that it was unlikely. They deemed Valorant's closed beta to be in a state almost ready for launch, and summer 2020 for you Americans is quite close. So Valorant will be going from closed beta straight to release. Now people would be saying, why don't have an open beta? Well, Valorant is going to be a free-to-play game, so when it releases, everybody's going to be able to play it, in comparison to pay-to-play games that generally have open betas, so people, it's kind of like a little trial, little test, but in the case of Valorant, you can just download it and play it when it finally releases. In regards to the launch, they said it's going to be a true global launch, and I assume that the regions will be identical to what League of Legends currently covers, that being Brazil, Europe, Latin America, North America, Oceania, Russia, Turkey, Japan, and Korea. With that said though, outside of Riot, there are Garena versions of League of Legends, and that covers Southeast Asia. There is of course China as well, and there is going to be many servers in that region. It's going to be insane. Riot has also thought about doing African and Middle East servers for League, so that might be coming to Valorant too. Simply, if Valorant wants to be taken seriously and take a chunk of CSGO's player base, lots of servers is a very easy way to do that. Valve has always been a little bit iffy about, expanding their servers, and so a lot of potential players can't go and play Counter-Strike with decent ping simply because there isn't servers that support them. So if Valorant steps in and says, hey, we've got a ton of servers, a massive influx of players would be possible, and that would make this game a really big launch success. Now in regards to the game itself, we've got some very big news. We all know Valorant is going to be free to play, and its monetization system is going to be quite similar to League of Legends, with the whole way you go and buy stuff with real life money. It's just going to be all cosmetics. But with that said, the developers, on that live stream, they confirmed there's going to be no RNG loot boxes. So you're just going to say, hey, I want to go and pick up that skin, and you'll be able to go and buy it. They did say one very important thing when it comes to competitive integrity and cosmetics though, and that's with weapon skins. They're going full ahead, because if you have a weapon skin on a character, that's not going to go and affect the game too much. However, a cosmetic on a character, that's something they're not really thinking about at this time. Gameplay wise, there'll be 4 maps at launch and 10 agents with a closed beta, with a few still being worked on. Unranked does have skill-based matchmaking, which people may be disappointed about, but Riot has had this system in place for years with League of Legends, and overall it's been a positive experience, and fingers crossed it will be a positive experience in Valorant. Ranked wise, it will be uncapped queues, so you can queue by yourself and then be put with 4 people, or you can queue with yourself and 4 other people to be a 5-man stack, and it's the same as CSGO. And that is a cool system. You can play with your buddies straight into ranked, and you can go and grind together. And also, very important aspect, if you go in DC, your internet cuts out, your computer blue screens, whatever, you can reconnect, which is very important indeed. In terms of what systems Valorant will be released on, the developers said straight up that their only focus right now is on PC, but they're not ruling out macOS or console. However, they very much implied that if you want to go and play a game like this properly, it has to be on the PC, it has to be on the mouse and keyboard, but they didn't rule out a console release. I assume down the line that is something that they want to go and do, especially if this game is a very big success. And finally, in terms of hackers, hardware ID bans are being implemented into Valorant, and games will end when cheaters are detected. So it doesn't count as a loss for anyone besides the cheater, and they will cop a very heavy penalty. So that's all the new info we've got for Valorant.